All right, people, what is going on? This is episode 9 of the VF Cast. I am Viv Baller, and it's been a pretty good week. I hope you guys had a pretty good weekend as well. Hope everything has been going good, not just the weekend. I hope the entire week has been going good. I got a good bit of topics to talk about on this episode, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Just a lot has been going on as far as gaming. I've been having a blast with Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. CD Projekt Red has been going through its issues once again, and we're going to talk about that. And I want to talk about God of War Ragnarok with its delay and the backlash that they've been, well, I'm not going to call it backlash, the idiots that has been, quote unquote, giving the devs their peace of mind about this whole situation of them delaying it and moving it to PS4 as well. I really thank everybody who's been watching this, the VF Cast. I've been want to thank everybody who's been watching all of the content on this channel. Just trying to do the best I can to put the best content out there. Is I just appreciate it. You guys are really awesome. Also, everybody who's been watching everything on the First and Frame Rates channel, that's been doing pretty well as far as the football content. That is really cool, and I really appreciate that as well. If you want to check out that channel, the link will be down in the description. And over there, I talk about football, and I throw a little bit of gaming in there as well, but it's mostly like sports gaming. So let's go ahead and get into this. You know, it's just I just want to get right into, because there's a lot to unpack with this with all of these topics. It's just a lot. If you see, I'm going to start off with Virtua Fighter 5. I want to give you a quick review. And I just want to really talk about this game, because I've been enjoying this game a lot. I've been playing a lot of it online, and I'm not too much of an online gamer, but this game made me want to play some matches online, and I've just been having a blast. It's been really fun. I've been putting videos up of me playing online, seeing some weird people play some games. They play some matches. They play them kind of different, and some people are straight up, and it's just been a good time. The connections have been great. The fighting has been good. I've been learning a lot, because I've been rusty on Virtua Fighter 5. I haven't really been on it since maybe 2015, 16. It's really been a while since I've been on this game, so it's been almost 6 years removed. And I would go back and play Virtua Fighter 2 on the Saturn every now and then, but the fifth version of the game, I just haven't been on it. I do have the physical copy of the PS3 version, and sadly that the final Showdown and Ultimate Showdown don't have physical releases, but I wish it did, because I would love to purchase a physical copy of this. The game mechanics are pretty good. They're pretty smooth. I like what they have in store for the game and the package of it, because it's just, the game does not, it does not feel like there's a lot of cheese in the game. The game is difficult, but the game is straight up difficult. It's not like really, the mechanics is not really one of those fighting games that really take priority when you're trying to fight. You really just need to learn the mechanics of your players and what actually can stun your players. I mean, not only, like your opponents, because when you're able to stun your opponents, you're able to get a easy advantage. And one thing I do like about trying to stun your opponents, if you're in the training, it tells you what advantage you have on each move. It'll tell you +5, +8, or -3, or whatever the case may be. And you can use those to chain. You can chain those moves into actually getting numerous knockdowns. And the thing about it is, with the fast pace of the game, you're not able, sometimes you kind of forget. Experienced fighters know how to continuously have that advantage. And in some cases, even other skilled players that you go up against, if you really know what you're doing, you can get excellent almost any time. But it takes a lot of skill, because not only that, you have to worry about, sidestepping moves. You have to understand what moves that you can't sidestep. There's some moves that you can't. You just have to block or try to counter them. And I just think it creates a great balance overall when it comes to the game. I haven't found anyone that is OP. I haven't found anybody that is broken in the game yet. Maybe other people have. Mostly I've been playing with, I played with everybody at least one time. But I like playing with Sarah Bryant. I like playing with Pi. And every now and then I may play with Jackie. But Sarah Bryant, I love playing with Sarah. I love playing with Pi as well. Those two were pretty much my main go-to players ever since I've been playing Virtua Fighter. And I've just been on it ever since. And like I said, for the game to be free, I think this game is a no-brainer. You should download it. You should play it. I think it's going to be free until August or something like that. And I think it gives everybody a pretty good entry into the series once again. And for me, I feel like this could be a test to see if Virtua Fighter 6 come out. If they have what they have now, I think a Virtua Fighter 6 would be excellent, because the game is still bare bones based on the final Showdown. As far as mechanics, it's still the bare bones version of that. But the updated graphics and the things that they have as far as the net code and everything, I think you could get another game out of this, and people will actually be interested in it. They put a new coat of paint on it. Like there's new graphics, new visuals. They're using the Dragon engine. I think that's what it's called. Same engine that they use Yakuza on. And Yakuza is, to me, I think it's another excellent game, aside from all the reading. But I think it's an excellent game as well. So Virtua Fighter I think right now is in a good place. I highly recommend the game. Even if it wasn't free, I would say get it. So I just think it's a awesome addition to the PlayStation Plus library. And even if it was worth, even if you could have to pay for it, if it was a price on it, I still would say it's worth it. I'm a little bit biased. I'm big on fighting games, but for the price, which is free, and what you get it's a no-brainer. To me, it's a no-brainer. Free is free. Not technically free, because some people get technical. It's it's PlayStation Plus. It's not necessarily free, but you know what I mean. You can just go right onto your PlayStation and download it right now. And I think it's like I said, it's a no-brainer. I highly recommend it, and I think it'll be something that people will enjoy, even if you're not big on fighting games. I remember. I wish I still had this clip. It's probably somewhere on Facebook. Me and my older sister was playing Virtua Fighter 2, and she's not big on games, but she loves the game. And she beat me up a couple times in Virtua Fighter 2. And like I said, I think even with this game is pretty technical and it's very advanced. And it's been this way for a long time with all the moves, what you can and can't do. But it has this pick up and play aspect on it where anybody can have fun on it. I seen somebody on Twitter, I think the 4-year-old daughter was playing it and she was having a blast. So, for a free game, I think it really gives, it gives an entry level, and it gives a sense of enjoyment to almost anybody. It's not one of these games where you feel intimidated by playing. And it plays very clean. It's a very clean looking game. It has to where all the hit markers or whatever the case may be, it feels legit when you do get a knockdown or you're actually able to strike an opponent. And like I said, it's good fun all the way around, and I highly recommend it. I think I'm just gonna leave that at that. I highly recommend it. Go get it, pick it up. It's free, and I'll be playing more of it. Next, let's get into CD Projekt Red. Oh Lord, CD Projekt Red, man. You already know the situation with Cyberpunk 2077. All these patches coming out. They're trying to make the game better. They're trying to fix the game or whatever the case may be. They lost 65% of their profits this year. And I mean, they're down 65% of their projected profits or something like that. It's somewhere around that line. I got it. Let me see if I can get it up here to make sure. I'm almost certain what it is. CD Projekt Red 65. Let's see. Yeah, they said CD Projekt Red Q1 2021 net profits are down 65%. Now, I want to remind you what this means. It also means it says that CD Projekt Red sold like 14 million copies of Cyberpunk 2077 across all platforms. They got all those sales within the first month of the game release. Since then, they've only been able to sell maybe like 1 million or a little bit less than 1 million copies of the game since that first month release from December to January. So you could tell this game was built on hype. It was built on complete hype. And it's just so astonishing. It's so disappointing that this game that had so much potential, and I played a good bit of this game. The game is not bad at all. As far as what they tried to put in there, the game is bad because of the bugs. I mean, the game is just... The game was just absolutely terrible. I mean, the spawning of police officers going through it, and the spawning of police officers when you did something wrong, the going through the map, places that was just abandoned. Seemed like, well, I can say abandoned, when never was full with people. You know, Night City was just had all of these problems, and even with all these patches, it's gotten better, but it still have a ton of problems that need to be put to rest. This game clearly was not done, and people realized that. People spoke with their wallets, and for them, you know, it's unfortunate that a lot of people bought the hype. I was one of them, and I mean, the game. I put it like this: the game was gifted to me on PS4. Turned back around, I ended up buying it on PC. Well, I bought it on PC first, and I ended up getting it as a gift on PS4. I ended up refunding the one on PS4. The person who gifted to me was okay with it. They understood. And I still had the PC version. And I played maybe about 30 to 40% of the PC version. And I actually had fun with it despite all the problems. I live streamed it a few times. And I didn't see too many bugs when I was playing. But it got to the point where the last few times I played it, I started seeing a lot of bugs that it just was not... It was, to me, it was just not fun anymore. I feel sorry for the people who had base PS4s. I heard it was abysmal over there, and the game is still not on Sony's Play Store. I mean, yeah, it's still not on the PlayStation Store. It's crazy, but yeah, let's get back into these sales, and we got another story. We'll talk about them in a minute. They lost all that revenue, rightfully so, for putting out a bad game. And I don't feel no pity for them as a company. The developers who've been working hard, I feel sorry for them because they're the middlemen that get stuck in all these problems. It's actually ridiculous when you think about it. The guys higher up wanted to try to get that Christmas. They wanted to try to get that holiday rush to get all that money for the game to come out, and they did. I mean, the game came out right before Christmas, and they racked up a whole bunch of money off of the sales. Like I said, they sold 14 million copies within that first month. And after that, after all the problems showed up, and then they end up losing all those potential sales because they only sold 1 million copies between January and now. That is unbelievable. I mean, you're talking about almost a 6-month period where this guy's only sold 1 million copies of their game. And the game itself, the concept of the game itself, doesn't really deserve it because the game, if you think about the game on the surface, is the type of game you would want to play. But when the game's just not there in quality, it's just, you just can't deny that. That's something that they need to really that's something that they really should have reevaluated and probably put the game out for this upcoming holiday, and the game would have been in a much better space. And I bet looking back, they're probably thinking that. It's just ridiculous. Now, let's get to another thing about CD Projekt Red. CD Projekt Red stolen data, including Cyberpunk source code, as reportedly has been leaked. Now, we already known that there was a breach in CD Projekt Red. Some of their assets were stolen, or whatever the case may be, and there was a ransom for this stuff, and they didn't give in. I don't think they gave in because people on the dark web still had the stuff, and they were trying to auction off their stuff for $1 million. It was the starting price was $1 million, and they were going to try to give you a buying price for everything for $7 million. The seller pulled that out. He pulled a lot, so there was no other condition for the distribution of selling. After they said that they received the offer that was satisfactory, so I don't think they got that much money on it. I think I talked about this on the First and Frame Rates podcast a while back, me and DJ, and basically it was sold off, and the people who sold it they're now sharing it online. Now what they're saying is you can see the files with them. The files are being password protected, but if you give them a $10 donation, you can go in and they'll give you access to those files. So this stuff is probably going to be all over the place, and it's just another bad look for CD Projekt Red. They're saying there were PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series dev kits involved, and all this stuff has been going on. As far as their stuff could probably be leaked, I think it's devastating to the team of CD Projekt Red. It's very unfortunate. No telling everything that's in there. I don't know. I'm not going to look at it. It's not my kind of thing to do stuff like this. I would think it's illegal as well, but this is what's going on here. And not only that, they're losing money off of Cyberpunk 2077, which is rightfully so with the bad product, but now that they've been victims of a hack, and everything that they put out there, or everything that was taken, is now being distributed over the dark web for profit, and not for their profit, but for other profit. So all this is allegedly. I'm just reading the script. All this is alleged. I just want you guys to know it's all alleged, and it's crazy how it's all going down with CD Projekt Red. Not only that, one more thing before I get into God of War, they're now the lawsuits that the Cyberpunk 2077 that's been going on, that are into. I think that all the lawsuits have been consolidated into one, so it's one really big lawsuit that they're having to deal with now, and that's I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. And we're just gonna have to wait and see how that goes. I'm not going to speak too much into that. All I just heard that all the lawsuits that the class action lawsuits that were put against CD Projekt Red has been consolidated into one really big lawsuit. So we'll see how that plays out. Man, it's just tough. It's just tough for them. It's really tough for them to go through that. Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok. Let's talk about this. We all know that the game has been delayed. It's going to be pushed back to 2022. I'm not surprised at that. Like I said in my previous video, a game that came out in 2018 with that magnitude, I don't see a turnaround in 3 years. This is not like the old days where you seen sequels back to back to back. Even when you had Assassin's Creed, they're probably like the biggest title that did something like that recently, but you just don't see that no more. So I kind of figured that this was going to be more of a sequel later on down in the year, throughout the decade or whatever. It's nothing that was going to be that quick turnaround. So with that being said, people are upset, and some people are upset it's going to be on PS4 as well. Some people got some death threats, and I'm not going to get into all the death threats or whatever. I think it's really stupid. A couple of the developers got death threats, and some of them got I don't really want to talk about what they wanted to do to this woman, but she was I can't remember. I think her name was Alana Pierce or something like that. I think that's her name. But it is really ridiculous when it comes to It's really ridiculous how people are coming up with all of this stuff, and they're really upset at let me see if that's yeah, Elena Pierce is really upset when people come up with these threats of what they want to do to people over a video game. It's really sad when you have losers that's supposed to be gamers cannot control themselves. They want to put this stuff out here for shock value. They want to seem like they're the cool person. They want to seem like they're infamous or whatever the case may be. I just don't have time for stuff like that. That's why I mean I feel sorry for Elena Pierce, but then again, I have no sympathy for those people who are sending these threats. That's why I don't want to even talk about the threat. I don't even want to talk about what they wanted to do to this woman. I don't even want to talk about I just don't want to give them any play over here. And it's just ridiculous. People are all upset because that the game is being delayed or whatever the case may be. But then again, they're mad because the game gets rushed like Cyberpunk 2077. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, you have some people who rather play a broken game that came out when they wanted to come out compared to a game getting pushed back and they could play it in a better state, a better quality, and they'll have a better experience. I just don't, like I said, I just don't understand it. I can understand if people are upset because the game is coming out on PS4, maybe because the game is going to be held back. That's totally understandable. But even then, I don't even think that's a warranted situation to go after a developer. Cory Barlog himself said that he was the one that made the call for it to be pushed back. So if you want to talk bad about him, go ahead. I'm not telling people not to do it or whatever the case may be, but if you do it, act like you got some sense. You know what I'm saying? Act like you got some sense, because it just makes it just makes you look terrible, and it makes people like us that are gamers, it just makes us look bad. And people always try to put us into that same they put us in that same category as those type of gamers, like the same ones who was upset at Aloy's appearance, or when they look at Chun-Li's appearance, or when they talk about Mika in Street Fighter, in Street Fighter. It's like, it's just, people say some of the stupidest things when it comes to gaming. And the main thing about it is all we want to do is just play video games and just enjoy our time. And it's just ridiculous that we don't have I will say this. I think the majority of people are the ones that are okay with it, and they're not weirdos. It's just a few that gets the attention to make it seem like all of us are like that, and that's not the case. I just think everything is going to be fine. I love the fact that games do get pushed back, and they're fixed, and the bugs are not a problem, and they're put out in a way where it's high quality games. The games are high quality. There's no issues, no problems. They're not like Cyberpunk or any other game that's come out that's literally need a really big day one or day zero patch. Kudos to the games who come out that come out right, the teams that do it the right way, and it's always refreshing to see a game that comes out and you can just play it and there's no problems, because at one point it used to be like that a lot, but ever since like late PS3, Xbox 360, we started to see this trend of stuff like this happening. And the latest person or latest company that tried to do this, CD Projekt Red, and I think there's a couple other games that are out there like this too that came out that had a lot of issues or whatever the case may be. And it's just refreshing to see that they're going to push this back, because it's all about quality. It's all about us getting good games in our systems so we can play them and enjoy it and have a good time. So shout out to Sony Santa Monica. You guys are doing a pretty good job. Personally, I did not too much care for the first God of War. I guess it takes time for me to get used to, because I'm used to the original hack and slash. But I love the fact that the vision that you guys are going, you're making a lot of gamers happy. So that's the important part. It's not all just about me and my personal opinion about a game. I think the game is pretty good. It's just not what I was used to. But I will be checking out the second one as well, Ragnarok. I will be checking that one out as well. So I think that's pretty much it for all the titles I have. I think I want to talk about a few things real quick, and I'm gonna get up out of here. First and foremost, Medium is going to be coming to PS5. It was a time exclusive. I highly recommend playing that game if you haven't already. It's a somewhat a psychological horror, kind of on the basis of it gives me the not Alan Wake, but it gives me the Heavy Rain type of vibes, but it has a little bit of horror behind it. It's coming to PS5 sometime down the road. I think you should really look into that. E3 is coming up. Not wanting to talk about too much about E3 right now. I'm going to wait. Maybe next episode I'll get into more of the E3 stuff. The thing about that is I'm not really a big fan of talking about early stuff like that, like in the E3 fashion, because I like to be surprised when the game comes out, and I just don't want to, get all hyped up over something that I can't play right away. But I will talk about it. I will do that. And I think there's other things that I got going on as well. I got some more pickups that'll be coming on the way. So that's going to be a video on that coming soon. I got some more Saturn games. I may go out after this recording, may go out and do a little bit of game hunting as well. So I will be putting that up on the video. I just think that, gaming, once again, I think gaming is in a good place based on the way everything is right now. I think we are, I think we're in a good space overall, even with CD Projekt Red and the delay of some of these games. There are a lot of other games out here that are worth playing right now. And there's some games that I've been on that I just been having a blast. I mean, we even had Mass Effect Legendary, was it Legendary Edition or something like that? That came out, and a lot of people are enjoying that. Like I said, it's just a good time right now. So I'm gonna get up out of here. I'm gonna hopefully you guys really enjoyed this latest episode of the VF Cast. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys. If you like what you see, hit that like button. Let people know what I'm doing over here. Share this podcast, and also if you want to subscribe to the channel, I will be putting this up in podcast format sometime down the road. I also have another announcement that I want to put together. I'll probably will be putting that together sometime within the next day or so. It involves the Patreon over there on First and Frame Rates, and it also has something to do with this channel as well. I think it's all going to be under one umbrella. I'm just going to leave it at that, how everything is going to be connected within the two. So we will talk about that at a later time. I'll probably be putting that information out sometime in the next couple of days. So hopefully you guys have a blessed one. Have a good one. Thank you for watching. Once again, you guys are great. And I will see you guys on the next one. You guys be blessed. You guys be easy. Peace.